everybody. Welcome to the Soulful Eclectic. I am your host, Dr. Diana Collins, and I just want to welcome you guys all here today. And if you are joining us for the first time, thank you for taking the time out to join us today. I appreciate you, your time, and just listening to us. I don't care if you're got us playing in the background for what's that called, white noise, or if you're just sitting here listening to us, watching us on Roku TV, whatever you're doing, I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. If you are coming back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And thank you for taking the time out to come out and just thank you. Just thank you for coming back, people. Okay. I appreciate you. So I want to thank my sponsors, Divine Nubian Essentials, because you gotta love the skin you're in. As you can see, my hair right now, I just washed it. Oh my gosh, and I'm going to get it tightened tomorrow. So it's a little bit big, but you know what? It's healthy. I can't complain. And thank you to Divine Nubian Essentials and your hair pomade and your hair concentrated hair oil. It's just having my hair just growing immensely. Like this is 5 years, and I'm happy. And also my skin is glowing. Yay, love me. Um, and also Collins Education Resource Management, where education is our passion. If you're in a healthcare uh, academic program, let us know. It's hard out there, and I know you guys, some of you are struggling, so we'd be happy to help you in any way that we can. And I promise Collins Education will do better with putting content out there. It's just tough. I just, it's I am who I am, and I'm trying to change, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I just got to be me. I mean, I couldn't have this podcast if I wasn't being my authentic self, and I'm being my authentic self, and I'm trying. Okay, just work with me. Um, but as you guys know, that we had our past couple of guests that were on. We had Lolo Lavish. Oh my gosh, isn't she the cutest? Oh my god, I know I probably shouldn't say she's cute, but she is just a doll, and I just love what she's doing and how she's trying to uplift the entertainment industry, the adult entertainment industry, as far as dancers and things like that, and giving them a fair shot, and not treating them like they're just property of some sort. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate her, and I appreciate her time. She's having mermaid competitions going on July 7th. I am saddened that I cannot make it. I'll actually be in Vegas. For those of you who are members of the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, they're having their national convention July 13th through the 17th in Las Vegas, and none other than I will be there. I will not be doing any coverage, but I will come back and give you a recap of some of the things that we did and some of the things that I saw. These adults, these children are very talented, and I love sharing their talent whenever I can. So yes, I'll be doing that for a couple of weeks, and then it's graduation, so I'll be busy for a few weeks in July. So please bear with me as I just kind of just go through this day. This is life in transition, is what I like to say, and what I'm calling this episode, because I swear I am in such a transition. I don't even know what I want to do when I grow up. Have you guys been there? Let me just ask you that question. Have you been in a space where you just did not know what you wanted to do, but you needed to do something? That's where I am right now. That's exactly where I am right now. I finished my degree. Now I'm Dr. Diana Collins, which is a great thing. But now I'm stuck in that place where everyone's asking me, now what's next? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I'm like, shit, I have no idea. I really don't know what I want to do or what I had intended to do. All I needed to do was get through it. So you guys ever been in that place where you're just going, I don't want to say going through the motion, but it is like going through the motion because you need to get through it because you started it. And I'm definitely not one of those people who start stuff and then don't follow through and finish it. So yeah, that was the thing. I was just in that space where I just needed to get through it and get it done. And now that I am through that piece, now it's time for the next stage. So so for me, I probably will sit for my boards and practice again. I was practicing before for some time, so I'll probably go back into practice for a little while. I don't know. But I still love teaching too. So, man, how can I marry the two? I'm trying to marry the two, but the two just keep butting heads and just don't want to make a commitment. Sounds familiar in my head. But anyway, so yeah, so it's life in transition for me. So that's where I am. But you guys also know I had my other guest on, Miss Laura Thomas, and she's a complete delight. And I just love that she took the time out to explain some things to us. And I know I didn't get a chance to really, have any commentary within that conversation. But I think what she was saying was just a different perspective on what we see as religion and sexuality and how the two go together. And again, I share all perspectives. I share all opinions, and you don't have to necessarily agree or disagree. It's healthy conversation, and that's all I'm here for, is to provide healthy conversation, everybody's being their authentic self. So I appreciate Zora for taking the time out to be with me. But I also have something that I love to share with you too, during this time, is she wrote a lovely poem, and she actually has a voiceover of it, and I'm going to share that with you guys, that she did during Pride, this past Pride celebration that we had here in Arizona. And I just love it, and I'll post it on the website too, so you guys can see it and hear it again on the website. But it's just beautifully done, and the way she spoke it also is just beautifully done. I just felt like I needed to share that, so I'll share that with you too. But yes, so anyway, life in transition, how y'all doing with that? I'm at that place where I can't believe I'm the age that I am, and I don't feel like the age that I am, though my joints tend to tell me and remind me that I am of that age. So I just am, trying to figure that out. And I know a lot of us have been seeing all these commercials about menopause. And I know, guys, we talked about menopause some time ago. I did an episode about menopause and, women going through menopause and how we don't talk about that enough. And we really don't. I don't ever recall my grandmother, my great grandmother, or my mom talking about being in menopause. They never talked about hot flashes. They never talked about, you know, the brain fog or the mood swings, even though we as children probably noticed it. They never spoke about it. And now, being a woman of that age where we're going through that premenopausal stage and we're having all these, I want to say, attacks on our body, but it is attacks. It can't even, I don't even want to say it's attack, because it's just like the body's going through its natural motions right now. And so I just, you know, trying to navigate those motions and emotions and things like that. And then, having other life things on top of it. You get the hot flashes, and, you know, um, I don't know if anyone has ever experienced a hot flash, but um, it is amazing. I call it like my personal summer on steroids. Yes, my personal summers on steroids. Now, I have personal summers quite frequently where it's pretty cool outside and I'm like sweating down my arms, armpit, and things like that. So I call those my personal summers. But sometimes with the personal summers, you can also have those hot flashes, and those hot flashes are like really like you're burning up from the inside out, and you just want to take off every layer of clothing to kind of give yourself some coolness and sit under the fan and have every ounce of things blowing on. I'm telling you, it is one of those things that, yeah, it's mean and disrespectful for women to have to go through that. But with those hot flashes come mood swings sometimes. I personally don't notice them. Yeah, but I think my husband does. I love him. I think he recognizes my mood swings when they happen. And you know what? It is not bad, because I'm not a terrible person. I don't have anger issues or anything like that. At least I don't believe I do. But you have those just mood swings where you just don't want to be bothered and you just like, yeah, it's whatever, do whatever you want. I mean, it's your day, whatever. So I get it. I've been there and I just don't I don't like it. I want my body back. Okay. I'm not saying I want my 20-year-old body back. I just want my 30-year-old body back. Okay. I'll take my 30-year-old body any day. All right. Over what's happening to it at this moment. Let me just say that. All right. Because I don't know. But anyway, the brain fog is what kills me the most. All right, can I just say that brain fog? I can, to be honest, I can deal with just about the hot flashes. That's okay. Uh, the mood swings. Hey, I'm a Gemini. I have mood swings anyway, right? So the brain fog, that's the one that gets me the most because it's like I need my brain. I need the words and the vocabulary that's in my brain. I need them at the times that I need them. And it's at those times that I need them the most that they just slip away from me. And I'm like, damn it. I just want to fight my brain right at that point. But you can't. But anyways, so yeah, I would love to hear what you guys have been experiencing if you have or have are experiencing um premenopause or are actually going through menopause. Oh my God, you're not boring me. I'm so sorry. Again, see, it's those things that kind of like trip me out. Um, I think I needed a little bit more oxygen to my brain. Honestly, I think I need some water to my brain. I haven't been hydrating very well. So that's the other thing we'll also talk about today too is hydration during this time of year. Very intricate for us and very vital for us. Excuse me again, words slipping me. It's very vital for us to maintain adequate hydration during this time of year between the humidity. Being here in Arizona, it's hot as hell. You open your door and it's like you walking into an oven, right? So there's that. And but I love it here. Go figure. I love it here, even though it's hotter than hell. Maybe hell is this hot. Who hell knows? But right now it's just hot. But yeah, so it's just one of those things. But yeah. Anyways, so we have that going on with menopause and that transition of menopausal transition and perimenopause and you know it begins if anyone has not listened to that episode and you're curious of when this particular change in life can happen. It usually begins by like 45 or so ish, unless you have some other hormonal things going on that makes it happen sooner, but usually it's around the age of 45 or so. um, and yes, I am of that ripe beautiful age of 45-ish, over 45. But yeah, and I don't care. I know they say a lady should never tell her age, but listen, I'm proud of it. I earned every year that I have and that I'm here, and so I'm going to take it on and own it for all that it is. And I appreciate all those years. And even though some of the journey that I've been on have been quite tumultuous, I'll take it. I'll take it. You know. But yeah, so yes, please do share with me how you're navigating menopause. I did speak to a couple of people who are not navigating menopause, but navigating another change in their life. And as I told you, individuals reach out to me for different reasons, different conversations that we have, and I want someone watched and listened to the episode where I talked about strawberry letters and you know um, discussing things of that nature regarding sex and sexuality, especially sex and sexuality as we are aging. I know many of our children and grandchildren feel like, at a certain age, we should not be having sex, but it is, and we are. And suck it up. It's what we're doing and we're enjoying our life. But anyway, so the young lady saw that episode and she reached out to me and was like, "Hey, can I just ask a follow up to um, that strawberry letter that you got about what was it? Diana, you got notes here. Read your notes. The strawberry letter that you received regarding purchasing a harness." I was like, "Oh, yeah, yes, yes, I will share." Gosh. So yeah, so the follow-up to that for that young lady. Oh my gosh. I don't say young lady, that person. I'm trying to refrain from using she, he as much as possible. Keep it to who they are. So the young lady, the person that reached out to me, yeah, so yes, the follow-up to that, so cute. Oh my gosh, I love being a part of these people's journeys. And I'm so blessed to be asked these things. But so yeah, so there was a follow-up. They did go to the store and they found a store in their state that was comparable to the ones that I have mentioned to them. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, it was just so nerve-wracking to go in there." But she was thankful for the advice that I gave her. I said, the people in the stores are there for not just to sell you product, but they're also there to answer any questions that you may have. So if you have a question about a device, of a oil or base for lubricant, whatever, it is the best place. And then since we're talking about sex, sexuality, and menopause as well, for those of us who are going through menopause and you have that vaginal dryness, I'm going to tell you use a water based lubricant over all the other oil based lubricants. Water based lubricants are better for your body. Um, and so yeah, so there you go. There's that. So so she got to ask all those questions that she had. Both of them had, because it's not just her and her partner that will be utilizing these, particular devices. Had questions too, because again, this is all new for both of them. They're I want to say they're older lesbians. Yay. They are. Um, and that's the thing. That's the beauty about being who we are. You come of age whenever it is. Nobody said that all these big decisions in life have to be made when you're in your 20s, when you turn 18, when you're in your 30s. No, this is your life in transition. Okay. It will look different for each and every one of us. Those milestones that they placed on us when we were younger is utter bullshit. Okay. Who said by 25 you should be in your dream job, in your career? That's for our baby boomers. That's for our the greatest generation of them all is what they call them, right? Which is our grandparents or our great grandparents for some of us, depending on when you were born, right? Is that they consider that the greatest generation that ever was. And then you got the baby boomers, right? And then there's us, Gen Z, Gen X. What am I? I'm Gen X, and then there's Gen Z, and then there's millennials, and then there's millennials and alphas, right? Yeah. So I think that's the trajectory of how that goes. But anyways, so to follow up from her conversation from my strawberry letter, that's what happened as a follow up. So they did end up going. I did end up giving her a few more websites in case she found something in the store and wanted to explore further. So I did give her some websites on that. So yeah, so thank you so much to that person who reached out and asked about the follow up on that strawberry letter. I appreciate you for that. And thank you for taking the time out to reach out to me and, feel bold enough to ask those questions and have the conversation. So kudos to you. And anyone else who has a question, who who don't who doesn't know where to go to get those questions asked. Because guess what? Our parents aren't the best place to ask those questions. You go to the internet and you get all this information, and some of it is misinformation. And then, who do you talk to get clarification on this stuff? And so I appreciate that individual reached out to me and felt like they can get the clarification that they needed. related to the topics, and picking a harness, picking a proper apparatus, and how it's going to work. And it's one of those things that it may work and it may not. You got to find the size that fit you. Everybody's like, you got to be 12 inches. Look, okay, your vagina is only about 3 to 4 inches, people. Where the rest of that don't go? I'm just saying. So and then there's that. Okay. So, but anyway, so yeah, so that's where we are with that. And so again, I just want to say thank you to my guests. Thank you to my strawberry letter writers, and thank you to the individual who reached out and wanted follow up, because it's really important. And as I said, we're all in that transition stage. Well, some of us are in that transition stage. I know I am. So not only in life and career, but sex, sexuality, and everything else is all a part of that. And you always are redefining your sex and sexuality, which is why you have a lot of individuals who are later in life finding out that they like the same sex, or they want to explore the same sex. It's their time to do that exploration. They are free to do that. And we should provide a safe space for them. And conversations like that here is a safe space. So again, thank you. Before I go any further, I do want to share the poem with that Zora wrote. See, again, brain fog, right? That Zora Thomas wrote, and her reading it, because I think it's absolutely stunning. And yeah, I think it's worth listening to, and definitely we can have a conversation about that as we move forward. So with that, I'm going to give you Zora Thomas, okay? And she is reading her poem, Let's Be Honest, Blessed Be. Here you are.
If I hadn't faith in something higher than me, I would collapse under my own weight, while on the wait for fate. Let's be honest. When that fool told me I was lucky to be chosen by a dick too thick and a stroke not strong, I learned that from the way he danced. For an entrance too tight for a candle wick to pass through, I knew he was wrong. But let's be honest, I told him he was right. I didn't want to fight. Besides, what was a big black trainee going to do without him? As that echo hit my empty belly that he could never fill, and certainly, unequivocally, and emphatically would never drill, I'm waiting on a promise fulfilled too. If I hadn't had faith in something higher than me, I would collapse under my own weight, while on the wait for fate. But let's be honest. She told me to wait 3 months to lay her down, testing if I had the beast of mankind in me tamed, seeking whom they may devour. But I don't believe in cutting down flowers. I imagine the first beings smelling unpolluted air when the first blooms carried the scent of tangerine blossoms, basil, and sandalwood across the planet. La Nina to El Nino, stuff like that. Hey, baby, you want to smell this full bloom for you? You think became a bee just to look at you? Let me get on that stamen and rub your pollen all over me while we carry each other everywhere. As roaring rain and thunder dance in the sky, carrying the voice that changes sides, top to bottom. Meet me in this flower type shit. I was the rain and flowers from someone who only had fire. Burn this whole shit down. I thought my time for love had expired. If I hadn't had faith in something higher than me, I would collapse under my own weight while on the wait for fate. Let's be honest. Friends and families with closed arms around them but open hands create such an image. No wonder they wounded you. They wanted you to die. Tell me all your secrets. It's okay to cry. Carrying your bones and hairs to make dolls in your image with their own blood and deadly soil, trying to curse your body to boil. But you remember the sacrifice of those that chose you, those that gave you, those that live within, that souls never spoil. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, and an oath to self, the universe speaking, breathing, dreaming, being, hoping, dancing, seeing, being. A sacrifice of divine, for just as divine as mine, leads to a lonesome doom. If I hadn't had faith in something higher than me, I would collapse under my own weight, on the wait for fate. Loving yourself is loving me and vice versa. Blessed be. Loving the planet is loving me and is loving you, and loving the neighbors across the sea. Blessed be. And love of all three is loving what's under your feet, over your head, and what lives in thee. Blessed be. Love, love, love. The Blessed Trinity. So I wait.
Eclectic. Hi, how y'all doing? So that poem that Zora wrote, oh my gosh, what in the world are you thinking about that? I know it's amazing. Um, I was listening to it and then I was like, oh wait, I can't just listen to it. I have to like go back and do something, right? See, that's how quickly I get lost in things. So I do apologize for that. Um, that's one of the things that you really, really wish you had a sound person and you weren't doing these things all by yourself. But you know what? That's the nature of the show, being your authentic self and, being an authentic show and a show that's a power of one. That's what we do. So it's all good. But I do want to break down Zora's poem, if you guys don't mind, because she said some really righteous things in there. And if anyone doesn't remember, Zora's a transgender female, um, and she's got a powerful voice, and she speaks about sexuality and sexuality, and faith. And she, I just, I love her authenticness in the presentation of this poem. I love that she is just her authentic self doing it. And she speaks about herself being a trans person in the poem and how she's presented or people present men present themselves to her. Um and it's just powerful. Like this one part, she told me to wait 3 months to lay her down, testing if I had the beast of a mankind in me tamed. Wow. It's like testing if I had the beast of mankind in me tamed. Do we have the beast of mankind within us tamed? Do we? I mean, it's just one of those things that I'm just, whew. Anyways, um, and then the other part, I imagine the first being smelling unpolluted air when the first blooms carried the scent of tangerine blossoms, basil, and sandalwood across the planet. Oh my gosh, I can just smell all of those as she's saying it. And it's just, I don't know. I hope you all enjoyed the poem as much as I did, because I really did enjoy it. Um, it is, tell me what you think. I don't know. Just tell me what you think because it brings out tons of emotions. It's talking about, again, sex, sexuality, being yourself, and knowing that within yourself you have that yin and yang, the good, the bad. You're fighting constantly that feminine, masculine energy that's within us, and we all have feminine and masculine energy within us. It's just sometimes one of us, sometimes we have more masculine, more feminine energy than the other, but they both are together. So I'm just curious to see how you guys feel about it. and what you think about it. But yeah, I thought I wanted to share that poem with everyone because again, it is just so well written, and I just appreciate everything that she has to say and it shares with it. So I thank you. I thank you so much for that. Um, yeah, thank you so much for that. And I didn't even do what I was supposed to do before transitioning the call from Zora back to me, but it's okay. It's my show. I do what the hell I want. Because I was supposed to do something else before that, and I didn't do it. So there's that. It's okay. Anyway, so yeah, so that's where I am right now. Life in transition. This is the moment. This is where I am. This is my all in all. And I just wanted to share that with you all really quick before I head off to the next thing for the moment. And I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of another break and then I shall return. So I will see you guys in a little bit.